Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera. We are Group 3 from Section 3 and we are going to present regarding our final report for Foundation Engineering BFC43103. These are the group's members. My name is Siti Hajar binti Radwan and my matrix number is CF190058 and I'm going to present about introduction. A foundation is the part of structure that is usually placed below the surface of the ground to transmit the load from the superstructure to the underlying soil or rock. Before starting to design the foundation, it is required investigating the site. Besides, to support the design, an engineer must understand the type of the soil in the sites. In site investigation, were classified in many different techniques. Each site requires to prepare a broad lot report. The owner and project design engineer pay for and commission for the report to get soil parameters that are relevant to the project structural stability and long-term viability. Next is company background. Azure Engineering Plc was incorporated with the Malaysian Register of Companies on the 2019. Their advanced engineering service, including geotechnical, geophysical, and geological, are fully designed to provide efficient and sustainable solutions and results. The aim of geotechnical investigation is to give recommendations on the most cost-efficient design and construction method for any given development. Next is project background. Our company are assigned to the research type of soil and the suitable of the foundation applying in the site. Location for this project located at Jalan Parit Kemang Kesang, Tanjung Gading, Johor. This project proposed to build one unit of 4-story office shop in the city. Next is objective. The aim of the study are to calculate the value of the ultimate bearing capacity. Second, to calculate the value of allowable load. Third, to calculate the factor safety of foundation. And lastly, to design the foundation for the structure to obtain necessary information of the subsoil condition. That's all from me.
Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. My name is Nur Asila Muhammad Ibrahim, CF190028. I'm going to present to you the data collection, the data that we use for our footing size in this project. So as you can see here, the minimum load was 679, presenting by column C17, group A. The lowest load that we use 500 kN to 1000 kN, and the maximum load we use is 3660.1. But to be exact, the maximum total load is at C34 with 3660.10 kN. So these are all the total load from this table. You can see all the total load from column that we use in designing our footing size. So the size of footing, the sizing square footing is based on load action. Gain 7 size within the load range that we use, as you can see in the table from at the group row. Hence the size footing occur was these are the lists from group A, group B, group C, group D, group E. The calculation for this footing size will be presenting to you on our appendix on the report. Thank you.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurul Adiba binti Abdullah Lutfi and my metric number is CF190041. In this part, I'll be explaining about the soil profile of our project area. Here is the soil profile of our project. As you can see, the first soil from the top is dark yellowish brown clay silt with sand fills for about 2.50 meter, followed by 1.50 meter of dark grey organic sandy clay silt and dark brown silty sand. Then, for about 9.00 meter, fills with light grey silty sand with some gravel and very dense light grey silty sand with some gravel. And for the last part of the soil profile contains of greyish brown clay silt with sand with the depth of 5.14 meter. Each soil profile contains of their own Y saturated. As usual, the formula for saturated unit weight is equal to specific gravity Gs times with gamma times with water content plus with E void ratio times with gamma times with water content, then divided with 1 plus E void ratio. Take the first soil for instance. The water content is equal to 30% and the specific gravity is equal to 2.64. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Adila Atikah binti Wahid. For the next slide, I will explain about the standard penetration test that we use or we known as SPT. What is SPT? SPT is an in-situ test that relates to the penetrometer test category. The test will determine how resistant the soil layer are to the penetration. And the last one, SPT, is the test that highly beneficial for evaluating the relative density of cohesionless soils as well. As you can see, this is the figure for the standard penetration test. Okay, next, I will explain about the advantage standard penetration test or SPT. For the first one is the test is simple and economical, and the test will be provide representative sample for visual inspection, classification test, and for the moisture content. And this test also can be actual soil behavior is obtained through SPT value. And the fourth one is the method help to penetrate dense layer and fields. And the last one is the test can be applied for a variety of soil conditions. Okay, for the last one, standard penetration test or SPT. In this test, by using the measure of bearing capacity, the soil bearing angle will calculate using all the factors that already stated in table 4.1. If you want to calculate the value of NC, NQ, and R, measure of bearing capacity factor depend on soil friction angle. As you can see from table 4.1, this is the measure of bearing capacity factors in general. And you can refer from this table.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nofara Aina binti Mufadzil and I will explain about the discussion. The result that we get is from the bore log of one unit of a 4-story office shop at Jalan Parai Kemang Kesang, Tanjung Gading, Johor. All these columns have different design load and the load was computed using Esteem software. This calculation have using Mayer-Have method. Based on the result, all the columns are a single pile and have to be redesigned to group pile. This is because all the column NED value are bigger than QU value. To become a group pile, each NED value must be smaller than QU value. From the result that we get, column 17, the ultimate bearing capacity is 380.40 kilonewton. Load bearing capacity is 1217.28 kilonewton. For column 54, the QU is 476.42 kilonewton. Load bearing capacity 2288.26 kilonewton. For column 63, the QU is 631.80 kilonewton. The load bearing capacity is 2021.76 kilonewton. Next is column 8. The QU is 829.64 kilonewton. Load bearing capacity is 631.80 kilonewton. And lastly is column 24. The QU is 631.80 kilonewton. The load bearing capacity is 5307.12 kilonewton. Lastly, the soil condition for this project is more sand, so to increase the foundation strength, we suggest building a deep foundation from piles because we assume it has a weak soil properties. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Muhammad Syahwas Bibi Shukri, CF19030. I'm going to present about the conclusion of our project. So as a conclusion, we managed to achieve our objective, which is to determine the value of the ultimate bearing capacity, the value of allowable load, the factor safety of foundation, and the foundation for the structure to obtain necessary information of the subsoil condition. All of the columns needed to be So we found that all the columns needed to be redesigned to group piles. When we have more than one pile in a row, we call it a group of piles, and it's used when the column load is high. The soil condition for this project is more sand, as I refer from chapter 6 discussion. And from our result, we know that there is a group of piles that has the highest value of ultimate bearing capacity. So from our engineering judgment, we use the same factor of safety, which is 3 to all group of piles for our foundation. It is to ensure the safety of the building. Also because the maximum design load occurs, so the consequences of failure may be disastrous. We hope that by standardizing the factor of safety with same value for all the piles, all the group of piles as a foundation can help our structure of the building be more stable and last longer, and most importantly safe to the occupants to occupy the buildings when the buildings are completed construct. That's all from me. Thank you.